With The Mandalorian only days away, I thought it would be good to talk about all the characters, locations, and potential plot lines. I personally cannot wait for this season. I am so excited to finally jump back into the Mandoverse. I will admit it is kind of a bummer that it has taken this long for this season to finally come here, but I am just happy it's finally here. So let's discuss this season and speculate on the story we will see. From the trailers and clips, it appears that we will be picking up this season following the events of the Book of Boba Fett. If you did not watch that series, I get it. I will let you know that The Mandalorian appears in the final 3 episodes, but episode 5 specifically is super good. The big takeaway from that show is that Din is back with Grogu. Grogu, of course, decided to leave the path of becoming a Jedi under Luke Skywalker. Some familiar places and people will be appearing that we have already seen in past seasons. Creating this universe of characters and places surrounding The Mandalorian is an important part of what John and Dave are planning for the future stories in Star Wars. We will be seeing the planet of Navarro, which just seems to be getting better and better. The first season showed us a rundown settlement that really only catered to bounty hunters and other lowlifes. But now, our enemy turned friend, Grief Karga, has really turned this town around. And from a clip we see, he will be offering Din a nice parcel of land in the hopes that he settles on the planet. I expect this will be sometime in the beginning of the season and that we will revisit Navarro in later episodes as we see it come under attack by marauders, and then saved by Paz and some other Mandalorians. I don't expect this to be a huge part of the season, but we will be returning to Tatooine. And I know, a lot of people are sick of this planet, but you gotta remember, it's where it all started. From trailer footage, it does look like Din will be receiving R5 from Pelimoto. I think this could be for use as a navigational droid, as he has developed more of a trust in droids, and having an astromech doing your calculations is a lot easier than trying to do it yourself, especially if you're in a dogfight, which we will see him in later. The Armorer is another big part of this season, according to the creatives. It appears Din will interact with her and Paz Vizsla again, along with a number of new members. Now, these new members could be some of the warriors we saw in Season 1 in the sewer dwelling. Also, according to some rumors, we could see scattered Mandalorians uniting under Din, but I will talk about that later in this video. The planet we see them on seems to be some sort of desert world, not Tatooine, but somewhere else. It could be similar to the planet that we saw Quail on in the first season, but, it's really hard to tell. Clan Eldar does look to make an appearance in live action. Many will remember them from Star Wars Rebels. Their leader is unidentified in Rebels, but we could be getting to know him and other clan leaders more personally in this season. We do know from set photos that Axe Woves and Koska Reeves will be returning as they are a part of Bo-Katan's Night Owls. Other characters like Captain Teva and Dr. Pershing will be returning along with Moff Gideon. Now, this New Republic plot does seem to happen on Coruscant or Hosnian Prime. I believe it will be most likely Coruscant, but I could be wrong. I am, of course, excited to see the capital world of Coruscant and will be interested to see what it looks like post-Empire. The final location I know we will see is, of course, the ruined planet Mandalore. We see shots of the capital Sundari, which is nothing but a crumbled mess at this point. And we know Din will be looking to find the mines of Mandalore so he can find the living waters beneath it. I will mention that we see a lot of shots of an asteroid belt or field. Star Wars has been known to place many hidden bases within asteroid fields, so I wouldn't be surprised if Mando is on a mission to one of those locations. Concordia is another place that we could potentially see, this moon being one of Mandalore's 2 moons. We could be going there as Bo-Katan may have a base established there as she seeks to rebuild Mandalore. Or the shots we see of her on some throne could be on the planet Mandalore itself. Either way, we know it's rainy and kind of stormy on the planet, and that could be due to the destruction of the Empire, as before Mandalore was mostly dry and desolate. As for the main plots of this season, we have the Mandalorian story and the New Republic/Imperial Remnant story. I do think they will converge at the end of the season, but as we know, Season 4 is already written and planned out. The threat may only be building to something greater, but let's discuss the Mandalorian storyline. I will warn potential spoilers ahead. Most of the rumors mentioned come from MakingStarWars.net. Din Djarin and Grogu will be heading to the living waters beneath the mines of Mandalore. By living waters, I expect this to be a hint of the Force being involved. I don't think Din is force sensitive, but we know from the trailer footage that Grogu is going to glimpse another flashback into Order 66. Maybe this will clear the darkness that clouds his memory, and we will see Grogu unlock his full potential. As for Din, the Living Waters could give him a look into the prophecy of the mythosaur that the armorer told him about back in the Book of Boba Fett, Episode 5. Now, whether this will include an actual mythosaur is to be seen. As we know, she said that was but a legend, but maybe a surviving mythosaur lives under the mines and will present itself to Din. Another rumor is that Bo-Katan will receive mythosaur armor. This could be what the prophecy speaks about, not an actual beast, but a person clad in armor. We will also most likely get a rivalry between Bo and Din. From the last season of The Mandalorian, we saw how much Bo-Katan wanted to reclaim the Darksaber so that she could reunite all the Mandalorians and bring them back to Mandalore. Obviously, Din won the lightsaber in combat against Moff Gideon, so this could be a point of contention between the two. Apparently, scattered Mandalorians will be arriving and joining up as the tale of Din Djarin and the Darksaber spread throughout the galaxy. That could explain all the different Mandalorians we see in the trailer. We do know that some fans in their own custom armor will be appearing in this season. I'm guessing it will be members of the Mandalorian Mercs. Disney Star Wars did use members of the 501st in past episodes, so it'll be cool to see fans being a part of the universe they love so much. But to get back to the plotline, Mando's redemption will be a pretty cool part of the story, as the Living Waters could show us something mythical, and I really think that's what Star Wars needs right now. Eventually, the Mandalorians will be united together and stand against the threat of Moff Gideon. So let's explain that storyline. Moff Gideon was last seen being knocked out and arrested. We know from Din that he will face punishment for his crimes under the New Republic, but we also know that corruption is a big part of the New Republic, unfortunately. So I would not be surprised if he somehow escapes or is broken out by someone like Dr. Pershing, who does appear on Coruscant. Rumors tell us that Moff Gideon will attempt to unite some people to his own cause, those of the Imperial Remnant and their various wardens. Legends material talks a lot about Imperial warlords that sprout up with their own followings after the fall of the Empire. It looks like Disney will just be calling them wardens now. This will be the threat that Captain Teva will be warning the New Republic about, but they will most likely not take it seriously. Moff Gideon will also apparently be donning a Mandalorian-inspired helmet that is all black with horns similar to the armorer and a red visor. He will also be guarded by early versions of the Praetorian Guards. They will have red armor that is more Mandalorian in design. Obviously, we know that the Empire stole the Beskar in the Great Purge, so it wouldn't be a surprise to know they developed armor for elite guards like the Praetorians. I think the Mandalorian story will end with the clans uniting under Din wielding the Darksaber, and they will take the fight to Moff Gideon and get revenge for the atrocities he committed against the Mandalorian people. As for Season 4, we know Jon and Dave have a script written out and ready to go following this season's conclusion. I do think that Ahsoka will also tie into this storyline, as we know Grand Admiral Thrawn will be returning. He's definitely a character that could pose a serious threat to the Mandoverse. Whether it will be revealed that Moff Gideon was working with Thrawn or not is to be seen. If you made it this far, I appreciate it. That is most, if not all, the characters and locations we will see in this upcoming season coming out March 1st, as well as my theories on the storylines that we could see, along with some rumors and potential leaks. Smash a like on this video and subscribe for more awesome Star Wars content and discussion. Have an amazing day, and may the Force be with you.